This is the 8th grade science test, Unit 7, Forces That Change the Earth, for Rogers and Ward. You can pause anytime you need to. You can also ask an administrator or teacher in the room if you need help. Make sure you click Submit when you're through with this test in your Google Classroom, your Audibles Classroom. Click Submit. Number 1, which of these landforms would most likely be found at a divergent boundary? A, fault line, B, mid-ocean ridge, C, volcanic island, or D, mountain. Number 2, which scientist is credited for first proposing continental drift theory? F, Albert Einstein, G, Alfred Wegener, H, Abraham Ortelius, or J, Harry Hess. Number 3, which 2 continents did Alfred Wegener think looked like they fitted together like puzzle pieces? A, North America and South America, B, Europe and Africa, C, North America and Europe, or D, South America and Africa. Number 4, which of these landforms is most likely to be found at a convergent boundary? F, fault line, G, mid-ocean ridge, H, mountain, J, rift valley. Number 5, which of the following geographical features could form when 2 plates collide? A, trench, B, mid-ocean ridge, C, transform fault, or D, delta. Number 6, in an area known as the Ring of Fire, volcanic island chains have formed in the Pacific Ocean. What most likely has caused this to happen? F, convergent plate boundary, D, divergent plate boundary, H, transform plate boundary, or J, a mantle hotspot. Number 7, scientists believe that convection currents within the blank are responsible for the movement of the plates that form the Earth's crust. A, asthenosphere, D, lithosphere, C, inner core, or D, outer core. Number 8, the most recently formed crust of the Earth would be found F, where plates moving sideways past each other, G, where one plate is going under another plate, H, where 2 plates are pushing directly toward each other, or J, where 2 plates are moving away from each other in opposite directions. Number 9, Alfred Wegener noted that fossils from a particular type of reptile were found on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. Which of the following would be the best explanation of how this occurred? A, they swam across the ocean. B, the Atlantic Ocean did not exist in earlier times. C, they walked across a giant land bridge that has weathered away. D, they walked across an ice bridge located near the equator. You're going to use the following model on page 5. Use the following model for the next 3 questions. Number 10, which area on the terrain above would show an area with a divergent plate boundary? Is it going to be A, B, C, or D? That's A, B, C, or D marked on the diagram. Your choices on your answer document will be F, G, H, and J, so just pay attention to that. Number 11, where would the youngest ocean floor be found? Is it going to be Roman numeral 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? Some of those are in a dark shaded area, so you just have to look a little close to find your Roman numeral 1, 2, 3, and 4. Where would the youngest ocean floor be found? Number 12, where would the ocean floor be the oldest? And again, 1, 2, 3, or 4, where would the ocean floor be the oldest? Number 13, the thick black lines on the map below show the locations of mid-ocean ridges. Which geologic feature is most likely to form at a mid-ocean ridge? Is it A, a peninsula, B, volcano, C, delta, or D, plateau? Use the map to help you. Number 14, scientists recently discovered that rocks collected from the Franklin Mountains in West Texas and rocks collected from mountains in eastern Antarctica were exactly the same age. Further research showed that the rocks were chemically and geologically the same and came from the same magma source. This discovery provides evidence of F, coastal erosion, G, plate tectonics, H, ocean currents, or J, glacial melting. Number 15, the Himalayan mountains are shown on the map below. 4 students were asked to identify the geologic process that caused this mountain range to form. Their responses are shown below. Student 1, the response was 2 continental plates converging. Student 2, an earthquake in a subduction zone. Student 3, a tectonic plate moving over a hot spot. And student 4 was movement at a transform fault boundary. Which student correctly identified the geological process that formed the Himalayan mountains? Was it student 1, student 2, C is student 3, and D is student 4? Number 16. The diagram below shows a model of the movement of 2 tectonic plates. When the plates collide, one plate often moves below the other plate. So looking at that diagram, the rising magma that can result from this type of plate movement may produce what? F, fossil layers, G, volcanic islands, H, deep sea sediment, or J, seafloor spreading. Number 17, the model below shows 2 continental plates. You have folded mountains in the middle. You have a continent, and the arrows show them going towards each other. The folded mountains in this model form at which type of plate boundary? A, transform boundary, B, divergent boundary, C, subduction boundary, or D, convergent boundary. Number 18. The term seafloor spreading is best used to describe what? F, the submergence of the Pacific plate beneath the North American plate. G, the rapid drop-off between the continental shelf and the abyssal plain. H, the tsunami effect associated with the eruption of underwater volcanoes. Or J, magma upwelling and lateral expansion along the mid-Atlantic ridge. Which one of those describes the term seafloor spreading? Number 19. The Aleutian Islands, shown on the map below, are located off the coast of Alaska. The Aleutian Islands were formed by magma that rose to the surface after a downward traveling plate. A, became an upward traveling plate. B, cooled beneath Earth's crust. C, melted. Or D, increased in size. And number 20. This is your last question. The diagram below models 2 tectonic plates sliding past one another. This type of plate movement is common with oceanic plates. As the plates push against one another, pressure builds up in the form of tension. All of the tension is released when the plates begin to move. Which force is responsible for the plate movement? F, balanced, G, gravitational, H, frictional, or J, unbalanced? That is the end of your test. Make sure you click submit. Thank you.